Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this new episode. So, we're discussing the 33 this time, or the 303, which means that this is the life path number 3, but the companion numbers, as I like to call them, are 3 and 0. So, 3 stands for expression and sensitivity, and the 0 is for inner gifts. So I wanted to start this off with a quote. Those, because this is to understanding your life purpose. Those on the 33 life path are here to work through issues of expression and sensitivity. Overcoming self-doubt, to express themselves and use their inner gifts to encourage, uplift, and inspire others. Okay, so that's already a really beautiful statement, and I think this sums it up pretty nicely. What you are supposed to do, or what you can do yourself. Now you can work towards living your best life, and that's also what this is about. You're trying to discover yourself. You're discovering how you work, and how you can best use your own gifts. All right. So what are some of these gifts? You have highly tuned sensitivity, inner strength, expressiveness, and intuition. And here this is where it becomes a lot of fun, because you are super sensitive, and this is a huge gift, but it can also be construed as a curse. And why do I say this? Well, I see this. My girlfriend is 33, so not a 33, but a 30/3. She is really sensitive, and that's really nice, because she can feel stuff that others don't. So she will, for example, let's say the good part about this. She can call me on my bullshit. She knows when I'm not being completely honest with myself. So it's not that I'm trying to deceive her. It's more that she feels it. If I do that, she will feel that immediately. But that's not what I'm talking about now. What I'm talking about is when I'm trying to deceive myself, and I'm making up excuses for myself, and she will tell me that it's BS. And she's always right in these kinds of things. The other thing is inner strength. She has a lot of inner strength, and she has a feeling, or you also have a feeling, that you can do everything yourself. But you don't really need to do that, because that's actually a shadow side of the 33. Obviously, inner strength is not the shadow side, but wanting to do everything yourself, because that means that you've lived through some stuff that wasn't working out, so you've closed yourself off emotionally, and you are a very, 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 very emotional person. So everyone who is not a 3, and we're gonna disregard the 33 for now, but everyone who's not a 3 has only half the capacity that you have for emotions. And if they don't have any 3s in their chart, then it's probably even less. But you have, for example, I do have a 3 in my chart, but I don't have it that much. But you have this a lot, and what you need to think about is this is not something that everyone has. So you are feeling more than other people. So in this regard, you are a very special type. And others cannot relate to this on the same level that you can. For example, This it's actually it's not a nice story, but um, it demonstrates really well how this works for you. So my girlfriend, and you know, there's this war going on in Israel and Lebanon. I never watch the news, so I can these things, I can get these things wrong because I really don't watch these things. But she was actually looking at a LinkedIn post, and you didn't see anything of the war in this post. The only thing you did see is you saw a therapist talking to a little boy, and I think this video went viral, at least on LinkedIn, because I saw it on my profile as well, and she saw it on her profile. She looked at it, and you saw that this kid, I think the interviewer was touching the kid, and you could see the reactions, the skittishness, and the its whole body. I'm actually getting goosebumps right now, but the whole body language of that kid is just so tense, and you can see that this whole nervous system is all screwed up. It's fully in survival mode, and she saw this, and she was like struck down. She just saw this video, she was watching it, and she started crying. She started to really feel for this kid, and I can look at these things, and I know that it's really bad for that kid, and I feel for them. I already feel for them, but not the way that she feels it. She really lives it. She feels it through and through, and I think that's such a big difference that you have, opposed to all the other numbers. All right. And another thing is, you are really expressive. So these, you're probably I wanna hear this in the comments. So let me know. If you are alone, are you talking to yourself? Because you are a really expressive person, and you really want to express yourself, and this is in all regards. This is actually also a pitfall for you that I will tell you about this a little bit later. But you are really expressive, you're really enthusiastic, and this is one of your well, obviously it's I'm still at inner gift, so this is one of your gifts, but this is really you. This is what sets you apart from the others, and the fun part is, and I think that's with all these types, something that you're really good at. There's some obstacles there as well. So for you are really good at expressing yourself. If you're with some friends, with let's say you're one-on-one with your bestie, and it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, or whatever you are. You can really express yourself to them, and you're the people at let's say at the party that everyone can talk to, and you're really other people can even express themselves better because they are around you. If I was doing this video with her right now, I would actually express myself a little bit better. Because when I talk with my girlfriend, we go way deeper, and I express myself in ways that I'm like, wow, I didn't even know I was capable of this. And yeah, that's more of my backstory, but I really shut down my whole emotional center, so to say, and I didn't do anything with it for decades. Well, sort of. And it actually, it's kind of like rebooted or something. like it's there again. It was shut off, and with her I can really talk about anything. So that's really good. So probably, and I'm also curious to know if this is true. If you're at a party, you have conversations with people that you don't have, that other people don't have. So you're not into small talk. You hate is maybe a strong word, but maybe not for you. You hate small talk. I think that's pretty accurate. Maybe it's a little bit less than hate, but that's not for you. You don't want to. You want to go into the depth of them. You want to get to know people. You want to know what's making them tick emotionally. So that's some of the expressiveness. The other thing is intuition. Intuition is a very, very big thing for you, and you should always follow it. Intuition is like your, they call it this inner gifts, but this is a superpower. This is literally your superpower. And you've probably disregarded it for, well, I think everyone has at some point disregarded their own intuition or their gut feeling. It kind of depends on what kind of type you are. But for you, your intuition is spot on. Don't second guess it. It's spot on. If you start second guessing your intuition, and people are lying to you, and you get in this kind of circle, it might take you a long time to get back to your intuition because of to keep it simple, because of the damage that has been done. I think my girlfriend can tell a really nice story about this. All right, so let's get on to some other things. Yes, it's fun. I got a lot of notes, and I'm actually doing it completely the other way. One of the things that you should be paying attention to is that you love to express yourself. So with positive things, this is great and amazing, and you lift up the energy, and people like it. But your shadow side is that you can also do that in the opposite direction, because you are also, well, let's say you can be really good at complaining. You don't have to be doing that. Not everyone will be doing that, but your shadow side is that you are good at complaining. You can talk about that a lot, and you can also rehash that story to everyone you meet. But this is one of the most important things that you need to know. You have to express yourself constructively. If you do not do this, you will do it destructively. So, and you will go more into the shadow side of the three, and it's not necessary, because you have all the potential and you have all the building blocks to do everything in the positive manner. So here's a nice story of one of the other superpowers you have, because you are really good at problem solving in a positive way. So I went to Curacao with my girlfriend. We went on the plane. I took my drone with me, and they confiscated it when we got there. And we went. We had to go through customs, and they confiscated it. And they said, "Okay, so you." I had to fill in a form to and get some stamps, and then I could have brought it from the Netherlands to Curacao. But I didn't know about that. I didn't even know that there were any rules that applied to bringing a drone. So, yeah, I lost the drone there, and I had to leave it. So I got a phone number, and the next day I started calling some people. I started calling, and I said, yeah, okay. How long are you here in Curacao? 2 weeks? Okay. Yeah, then maybe you can get it back. So she said, but you have to call this number. So I called the other number, and they said, no. Yeah, we understand. Yeah. But you have to call this number. And then I got a third number, and the third number was, I think it had a tape, and the tape led me back to the first number. And eventually, well, I found out that the person that was actually supposed to answer that phone, I think they were on a holiday. So I could not reach them. So basically it was game over, because that was the only place that I had to go. So I tried again the next day. Nothing. So I was a bit bummed out, but I was like, yeah, I'm Curacao. I'm in paradise here. I'm gonna enjoy it. I just need to enjoy it. And obviously I discussed it with my girlfriend as well. And we decided we had to go somewhere to get a stamp. So I did some Googling, and this is a long story. I'm gonna make it a little bit shorter, because it doesn't really matter how it the details don't really matter. But I can tell the story another time in full detail. But so we got to the impound, and they said, "Is this your drone?" And they got my drone, and they showed it. Look, here it is. Here's the drone, but you cannot take it now. You can take some pictures, because you need to have all the information that you have to fill in on the form. And I was like, oh, this is gonna take forever. This is the worst, because my entire holiday is now getting back my drone. While we're in paradise, and now we're sitting in some stuffy hallway, filling in forms. And then my girlfriend says, and this is actually the point I was trying to make with a really long intro. Let's look at this as a game. Let's look at this as some kind of scavenger hunt. And when she said that, and for those who don't know me, this should have been my idea, because I've been in game development a lot. So I gamify things in my life a lot. But she said this, and I went from, oh, this is so crappy, to, yeah, let's do this. I'm feeling it. Let's see it as a game, and we as a game, as a challenge, and we're gonna fix this. Eventually, a couple of days later, we picked it up. But we did really well, and it was so fun, because this is one of the gifts that you have as well. We could have fixed it while feeling crappy, but we fixed it while being the best version of us, because we were both enthusiastic. We had to go to another place, and there was another place on the island that we never been before, and we went in our rental car. We drove there, and we got there, the gate was closed, and we go to the next place, and it was it could have been torture, but it was amazing. So it was a really nice experience, and one that I will never forget. So that's something that you can do yourself as well. All right, so your expression blossoms with other people, and what's fun for me, not for you. What's fun for me about this? You guys are really good at expressing yourselves. You don't really know that because you don't know how good you actually are. So that's one thing, and that's also because you have an insecurity of talking for bigger groups of people. So what I encourage you to do is start talking to bigger groups. Start off with just the one-on-ones. That's where you really shine at first, but once you gather enough courage, you are like the best number to speak in front of groups. You're amazing at this. So really focus on this. And kind of the challenge that I have for you is do a course on public speaking and go do like a public speaking event or whatever it is. It could be something small, maybe at your company, or at a birthday. You take the mic, or you just you tap on the glass and you say something to people. That's kind of my challenge for you, because this is something that, well, this is overcoming this obstacle. You're good at this, but you don't know it yet, and that's because you got a couple of things written down here for this. Yeah, that's it, and that's a big one. It's not only for your number, by the way, but sorry for the noise. You're feeling unprepared, and this is the thing. You will, I think, 99% of the time feel unprepared. You're gonna feel unprepared. So this should not be something. This should not be used as an excuse. Yeah, I'm not ready. And the other one is, yeah, I'm not good enough. And another one is, I'm not up for the task. And that kind of is the same as the others, because you're either not good enough or you're feeling unprepared, so you're not up for the task. So this is, let me get some water right now. This is actually the obstacle you need to overcome in this lifetime or the next. That's up to you. Because probably what you are also doing, I know my girlfriend has done this. Actually, I've even done this for a bit as well. You wanna, let's say you wanna start your own business. You wanna start something. It doesn't really matter. You wanna start something, but instead of actually starting it, which you are really good at, but this is one thing that can hold you back because you're feeling unprepared. So what do? You're gonna follow a masterclass on business. So you're gonna focus on that. Then you finish it and you still feel like kind of like an imposter because you've only done this one course, and yeah, how can I don't know enough yet. So the next thing you do is, you know what, I'm gonna pick this other course. It's on doing your finances in your business. It's just an example. And then you've done that. Yeah, but I'm not ready to do this yet. So let's see if I can do a quick course on getting personnel, or writing my policies, or whatever it is. You will always feel unprepared. So for you, this phrase is very important. Start before you're ready. This is what you need to do. You need to start before you're ready, because you will become ready by starting. And it doesn't have to be perfect. There is a part of the perfectionism in you as well. Not sure how strong it is, and if that's a shadow side or not, but just leave that be. Just for example, if you want to create content, just create your content. Start doing things, even if you feel unprepared. All right. So one thing that that the threes are really good at, they are good at getting depressed, but only if they're in the shadow side of their expression. So this is because everything they see, they will complain about it, and they will see the negative side of this. So this is really something you need to shift towards, expressing your expressive energy. So you have expressive energy. I think we all have that, but you have a lot of expressive energy, and that expressive energy needs to come out constructively. And as long as you do that, so even if you are in a depression right now, I urge you to go the other way. Even I know that this is probably the hardest thing for you to do right now, because you are on the opposite side of the scale. But this is something you can work on. So let's get into a couple of things that you are really good at, and that could actually be like professions that you could do. And the funny thing is your expression. So expression has everything to do with your throat chakra. So everything you can think of that has to do with your throat is something that you can do as a job. So for example, speaking, acting, singing, but also writing, because you're also letting your voice heard just on the paper. Go into art. Things that really stimulating for you are moving others emotionally, moving them to action, or moving them to change. So in this example, my girlfriend, she calls herself the erection coach, or the erectile coach. I'm not sure what the proper way of saying that in English is. So you can probably guess what that is, but she does that for a living. That's one of the things she does. But she's moving others emotionally a lot, and moving them to action, and moving them to change. So she is moving a lot of people into the right direction, and she's actually doing a session right now. She might be coming home 10 minutes or so. So I need to wrap this up within 10 minutes. Still have to do some cooking. So that's that's also something you can do, because everything that has to do with expression, but also with emotions, is something that really works for you. So a coach could be something. She's actually a body worker. That's what she's doing. So that could also be something for you. But she gets so fulfilled when she does this, and when she gets home, she usually is really energetic, and she, if she has good sessions, and she usually does, but sometimes there are heavy sessions as well, because it kind of depends on what comes out of the client, which also depends on how she gets back here. But usually once she warms up again, she'll talk about all the emotions and all the things. All right. I actually already talked about this, so we can get rid of that. So there's one important thing that we have not discussed yet, and it's health. And this one will probably not surprise you, because one of the health issues you can get is it has to do with your throat. Because when you are not expressing yourself correctly, you will have all kinds of ailments to your throat. So this is something that you need to look at if you have this. You need to express yourself. This actually worked. I had actually the same thing like 2 months ago. I had this big issue that I wanted to talk about, but I couldn't talk about it yet, and I had to wait for a month, and I got angina, and I really felt that the energy was stuck. So the energy wasn't really going, and that's the same for you. So if you have anything with your throat and something is not working, you have a sore throat or something else, take a look at what you are not expressing at this point in time. All right, let's see if there's other things. Yeah, so once you express it, your throat will quickly recover. Music can work really healing for you. That's also a nice one to know. Your heart and knees also feel sensitive and vulnerable at times. This has to do with energy blockages. So also with expressing yourself emotionally. Yeah, one of the other things is so that's basically it. For the relationships, you can really be a romantic, and that's actually where you would love to be. But it also depends on your partner, and it depends on where you are. If you are more in your shadow side than your light side. But innately, you are a very loving person, and you really want to express that to the other as well. But others can also see you as unemotional, because you're keeping it all in, and you're trying to give a straight face to people. But you're actually we kind of covered this already. So you are really expressive, and it works best in your relation if you are expressive there as well, and talk about everything, your insecurities, your fantasies, your whatever's. Just expressive. Express it in a constructive manner. One of the things I did not mention yet, which is a huge thing for you, is you are super sensitive. So probably you will use caution with others as well, but you don't take critique as well as other people do. So this is not something other people have. This is really something that's for you, because this is kind of your quirk. So you're really sensitive, and you can use that to your own benefit, but it's a double-edged sword. And I think it's usually, especially when you're younger, it's more in the negative side than in the positive side. So if somebody says your hair looks stupid, and they just say it because they say it, you will, and you already know that you do this, but you will be hurt by that, and it will haunt you for hours or days or weeks or months, or maybe you still have that. Somebody called you fat in third grade, and you still have that feeling that when you're a little bit overweight that you're fat. So what works best for you, but yeah, that doesn't really matter for you, but let's say you know another three, use the hamburger model and say something nice, then say the things you want to say really gently, and then say something nice again. So you're asking, you probably want an example now. Your hair looks really nice. I really like it when you have it like this. But I think it looks way better when you wear it down. But either way, you're beautiful. something like this. It's a quick example that I'm just putting here on the spot. So that's something that works really well for you, and you could what would work is you could say this to your partner, for example. So tell your partner and you're good at expressing yourself way better than I am, and tell them whenever you have something of critique, please sugarcoat it a lot. Sugarcoat it with lots of sugar. Lots of sugar. Tell them this so they can, they can do that for you, so that it benefits you and eventually them as well. So that's one of the other things. Let's see what kind of things we missed so far. Yeah, so you can, I really touched on this, but something that's really for you is do one-on-ones, do small groups, talk to larger groups of people, and talk to the masses. And it could be cool if you could really talk to the masses. For example, get a YouTube following of 1 million and talk to all of them. Because this is what you're really good at, and but it's a hard path to do it because you need to overcome your self-doubt obstacles. One of the other things to regard to money, as long as you use your gifts and your expression in the positive, money will follow. That's the only thing I will say right now, because I have to kind of get going in a couple of minutes. So, couple of things for you, couple of recommendations. Treat self-doubt as a hurdle to be overcome, not as a stop sign. Give off yourself emotionally, even if you don't feel you get back in equal measure. Allow and express your feelings in the moment. This is also an important one. Don't let it all build up inside until it explodes. Really start talking when it's not really a big issue yet. I think this has been one of the biggest things in my relationship, because she would not say it at the right time, and it would build up bigger and bigger and bigger, and the connection would be slimmer and slimmer and gone at some point. Do yourself a favor and express it. It's already hard when you have to express it when it's this small, but when it's this big, it's near impossible, and the other one has to pull it out. So don't keep your feelings in. Trust and use your refined intuition and special resources. We already covered this. Okay, let's do this thing. I'm gonna get you some useful questions. So get pen and paper now, or put it on your phone, in your notes, or on your laptop, or whatever. I'm gonna read them out loud twice, so you can write them down. Have I held back my drive to express out of self-doubt? Have I held back my drive to express out of self-doubt? Do I express my feelings and needs directly? Do I express my feelings and needs directly? Am I sensitive to the needs of others? Am I sensitive to the needs of others? Have I fully utilized my sensitive internal guidance system or other inner gifts? And the answers you get for these questions, you can ask yourself this question: how might you put these insights into practice? All right. So, a couple of things you can still do. So you are a 3-0 3. The other video you can watch is the 3 video. There's a lot of the same information in there, but I think I'm saying something different, so it might resonate for you in a different way. The other video will be the 0 video. This is only a companion number or a secondary number or a tertiary number, but this can never be your first number because your date always adds up to more than 0. So that's one you can watch. Then we have the law of choices, the law of honesty, the law of expectations, the law of faith, and the law of action. And I know I was going quick with this, but I'm putting them in the show notes. Should probably have said that before I started this list. All right, so that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope there was any value for you in this video. If there was, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. And I'll see you in the other videos. So if you hit that notification bell, you can also see when I'm gonna release, for example, expression number 0, because that's not out there yet. I'm saying expression number, but it's life path companion number 0. And you can see it when the notification gets in. So hit that bell for that. Besides that, much love and love. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.